Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Morning Edge, episode 83. Being joined today by my man, We Beat the Spread, bringing in our big UFC gun for today. Ben has been killing UFC all season, our best UFC guy, so we're going to bring him on the show. He has a couple UFC picks. But first, guys, we are going to give away a PS5. This ends on the last day of July, so continue to enter. All you have to do to enter this, like this video, comment, and subscribe to the Odd Checker US YouTube channel. Super easy, super quick. If you have entered, you can continue to enter. It gives you more entries, so make sure to give us a like and comment as well. We appreciate everyone who is consistently showing love. Ben, how you doing, man? What are we looking at today?
Doing great today. UFC starts the butt crack dawn. It is a very early start today. It starts actually in about an hour and a half. But luckily these plays don't come until a little bit later on the card. Probably not for about another 4 or 5 hours. So you have time, which is the good news. But we got daytime UFC, nothing better. My first play is actually going to be in the first fight on the main card, and they put together an absolute banger for this one. We got Paul Craig versus Volkan Ozdemir, and I mean, this is just two guys who have insane finish rates. Ozdemir finishes almost all of his fights by knockout, 12 of 17 wins. Craig has finished every single win in his professional MMA career. So I'm going to play off that. Craig, he just comes out like an absolute animal. He's an animal outside the octagon. I think he likes to get hit. I honestly, truly think he does, because when he gets hit, he like, it wakes him up, and it lights this fire in him, and he fights differently. So I think, he's going to come out in this fight just ready to go. They're stoked that this is a card in Europe, because usually they have to travel and it's just a hassle. But they get a fight much closer to home in this one, and I think that Craig is just going to bring it to him. He's either going to sub him in the first round, or I think Ozdemir's hands are going to catch Craig in the first round. So I think we're going to see just a quick fight there. So I'm going to take the under in that fight. This other fight is going to be the co-main event. We got Chris Curtis versus Jack Hermansson, and I'm going to be taking Hermansson because you look at Chris Curtis, and he's a guy who has very good hands. He's a very good defensive striker. He plays almost entirely off his defense, which is very good. But you look at who he's fought inside the UFC, Phil Hawes, Brendan Allen, and Rodolfo Vieira. One thing all three of those guys have in common is that they're all grapplers or wrestlers predominantly. None of them are really, amazing strikers who have a refined striking game. And then you look at his newest opponent, Jack Hermansson, and Hermansson will easily be the best striker that Chris Curtis has ever faced. And Hermansson also has that grappling edge if he chooses to go that way. So I think Hermansson will be a little bit of a step up in terms of striking, and I think that Chris Curtis hasn't been getting lucky. I wouldn't call it luck. He's got 3 great wins, but he did get 2 kind of, I don't want to call them flukes, because he looked really good, but he knocked out 2 guys who are a lot more wrestler grapplers. So I'm definitely going to take Hermansson in this one. I think the line is way too low on him to make him a pick'em, or actually -105, a very slight underdog for a guy who has only lost to the best inside the UFC. So those are going to be my 2 plays today.
All right, love that. I'm going to go to the Diamond guys first here with the White Sox -1. This is game 2, worth noting. They did let us down last night, but they get a lefty here in game 2 with Lance Lynn on the mound. Now, Lynn has struggled, but I think he's due for some positive regression. We know how good he was just a couple years back. Pretty simple here, though. Again, Spillington, this is a team who crushes left-handed pitching. I think they'll have some trouble with McKenzie in game 1, so I actually think they'll lose the first game of this doubleheader, and then the second game that they come back, bounce back, and get a win here at home. This is a team that we bet on a lot this year. They've been up and down betting-wise, kind of like their season is. They're just too talented, in my mind, to keep losing these games, especially when they get a lefty who has been hit this season pretty much all year long. So going to trust the White Sox at home to bounce back, get their bats rolling, do what they do best against left-handers. And then I'm going to go with the Giants here, +1.5. It's always scary to fade the Dodgers. They're 3-4 against them this season. They've played pretty even up till this point. A lot of close games have been sprinkled in there. But this is another team that actually hits lefties really well. And they get Julio Reyes on the mound tonight. So I think their lineup this is a favorable matchup. We know with the Giants, they might be the only team in the MLB that pinch hits their number 3 hitter and 2 hitter in succession. They like to play, chess as the game goes along. They like to play matchups. But I think they're going to have the right guys in the lineup tonight. I think they keep it close. Alex Wood, he's a former Dodger. I think he's always motivated to go against his ex-team. I think he turns in a pretty good performance for us tonight. So those are going to be my two bets. We recommend parlaying them, right, Ben?
The only option is to parlay them.
Throwing a little parlay on it as well. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Remember to enter the PS5 giveaway by liking this video, commenting, and subscribing to the Odds Checker US YouTube channel. We will see you guys back here tomorrow, and let's get a nice little Saturday sweep. Take care, guys.
Good luck, everyone.